to all of my fellow internet adventurers, and welcome back to another sewing video. I actually designed and sewed this dress just after the first season of Loki came out a couple of years ago, and I got this dress in a charity shop in Ely and I loved it. I bought it for the fabric because, as you can see, I look like a sausage in a casing. It's not flattering on me at all. I'm too short and too dumpy, but the silk is just, oh, divine. So I cut out a decent section of the middle of the dress so that I could make it shorter, and I took the zip off the back panel because I had every intention of making this into a corset back dress, which I in fact ended up doing. While I filmed and edited most of this video a while ago, I got sick and I just forgot about this, and that's why you are getting this video a few years later. But I figured, as the second season of Loki's come out and I'm currently rewatching the first season because I've basically forgotten everything that happened, I thought that I would upload this video. So as you can see, I'm just sewing the skirt, which I pleated down a little bit, onto the main body of the dress. Okay, so I haven't added the lacing yet to the back because I'm just doing a fitting to make sure the skirt part's okay. It needs to come up a little bit, like I'm very short on the torso and this is about an inch lower. After a brief period of faffing around with the fit, I decided that actually I would prefer these as separates. While the gown as a gown is gorgeous, it's just not as wearable. I made two boning channels by sewing a piece of cotton twill tape to the back of my bodice. This also helps to stabilise it because the silk synthetic blend is definitely not strong enough to hold up lacing with the amount of strain that will go on them. And here you can see I'm working on the embroidery. I sketched this out myself. It took me bloomin' ages, but I'm really proud of it. It's the first time I'd done that kind of applique embroidery, and I actually did it on a spare piece of material, so if I were to ever need a plain gown, I could completely unpick the design. So to finish off the pockets, what I've done is I've just done a running back stitch, which is quite loose. It doesn't have to be very tight. These pockets are not going to have a massive amount of wear. So to conceal the raw edge, what I'm doing is I'm folding it in here, and then I'm going to fell it together with the other side just to conceal the raw edge, because I am travelling with this project currently and I can't just use zigzag stitch on my sewing machine, which would clearly be quicker, but you know, you do what you gotta do. To create a waistband, I whip stitched a piece of very similar coloured ribbon to the skirt, and I just kept the remaining zip in place. I pleated the excess fabric down at the sides, which creates a very pleasing hourglass figure. No, you can't make biscuits on my dress. You can't make biscuits on my dress. Some of us are working. Hello. Hello, darling boy. Thanks for scaring the crap out of me. That was...
Didn't laugh? Didn't laugh at all? What? I got recorded as well.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
After collecting up what was left of my dignity after having the ever-loving bejesus scared out of me by a train horn, I just continued to whip the skirt to the waistband. I was doing this by hand because I didn't have access to a sewing machine as I was travelling and staying at my partner's. Which is weird because this was before we moved in together. Oh, hi! You picked a great spot for that there, babe. No, you're fine, you stay where you are. You carry on. Don't let me stop you. What? Sorry, am I not paying enough attention to you? Oh, I apologise, my bad. Thanks, mate. Ta. Real helpful. Appreciate it.
Pippin, the glorious little furball in this video, very sadly passed away last year, so I'm including gratuitous kitten footage because I missed that orange little idiot.
Nuh-uh. You can't steal it, it's spiky. Although you are related to the cat that stole a cactus, so I don't know why I'm even bothering. He was not blessed with brains, it's a good thing he was blessed with beauty. Bye, friend. You little orange nuisance.
Honestly, I'd forgotten just how much hand sewing I did for this project. It did take forever. It would have been an awful lot quicker on a machine, but I really love the clean finish that I get when I sew waistbands, especially by hand.
I'm not sure it would fit you, mate. I think it might be a bit big for you. It's a good thing you're cute. It really is a good thing you're adorable. Hello, Editing Zoe here. I came to the realisation that I never actually showed you how I finished the bodice. So I thought I'd come on and do it now. It's pretty simple. So because this is an alteration of an existing dress, not a self-make, I was working around the original stitch lines of the dress, and I removed the zip at the back to put the lacing in. Because this didn't have any boning in when I originally put the eyelets in, as I tightened the bodice section, it kind of bunched up and it wasn't very flattering. It looked really weird from the back. So to make it look flat, I already had the twill tape there to stabilize the eyelets, because this fabric is quite thin and very prone to fraying, so I didn't want to put eyelets straight into it, so I put them into twill tape. So this is just regular plastic, comes on a real dressmaker's boning, so it's not synthetic whalebone or anything, it's literally just like that really cheap plastic stuff that I use to make my bodices lie flat. Put a line of that in, and because I couldn't get it to look clean on the outside with machine stitches, what I did is I just hand felled it down. Then I finished the bottom off with an invisible hem stitch on the bottom. Because the original dress, the bodice was only lined up to about here, and then it flowed out in like a mermaid style, and I finished the top of the skirt exactly the same way I finished the bodice, with a little bit of ribbon folded under and then an invisible stitch, so there's nothing showing on the outside. But while I was taking the photos and wearing it yesterday, I realised that when I bent over, the front was rolling up because only the back is boned, which was causing uneven tension on the front. It was rolling up as I leant over. Because I'm a wheelchair user, I've designed this to be in two parts. If I'm standing or walking with my cane, I want it to click on with hooks and eyes, which I haven't put in yet. I literally just put safety pins on to get the photos, because I'm on a deadline for the project I'm making this for. So I safety pinned it, which gave me a really good idea of where I do and don't want them, because where I thought I would be putting the hooks and eyes is not where it looked best. So what I'm going to do is, I deconstructed a bra some time ago, and I saved the little pieces of boning because I felt like they should be useful, and they've already got the ends rounded, and I've decided that I'm just going to put two teeny tiny little boning channels here. Good morning. You will have to excuse my pyjamas and the wig cap. I thought that I would trim the Loki wig today before I have a shower, so that if I get hair all over me, I can wash it off. God, this is why I don't have long hair.
Fun.
I won't say fun is necessarily the right word for it, but
Liking the new hair colour.
I think I've had hair this colour since I was a teenager. When was the last time I had black hair? I had like blue-black hair when I started uni, so I would have been 19. Oh, let's not think about that. I've got to keep one eye closed, because otherwise I'm just going to cut wig hair into my eye. And that would be a trip to A&E that ain't nobody needs.
That's a good point.
How did you scratch your eyeball? Well, funny you should ask. So, I am going to do my makeup for the Loki project. I'm probably going to do like quite dark makeup, because my eyes have to show up from far away, so it might look a bit weird on camera, but I'm hoping that the photos will look better. My makeup experience comes from like a more amateur theatrics background, so I tend towards like the stage makeup for photos, so I don't have to like edit in my eyebrows or something later. So I will admit it does look rather silly at the moment. But I've got a very dark wig, which will balance it out, hopefully. Well, it certainly looks better with a wig on. Dress and capes were a very bad idea. Project. I'm rather proud of it. It's really good. I think if I were to do it again, if I were to edit it, I might put a zip down the side, because I struggle to get in the lace up back on my own. But I'm glad I did it as separates, because I will definitely wear the bodice to parties or the skirt. Together it's a bit much, but they have definite potential as separates. So to get more wear out of it, and given how much effort I put in, I thought I'd do them separate, so. Gonna add some boning in to fix the fit issues, and then I can sew in hooks and eyes to my heart's content to have it as a dress. Which is a fairly historical technique actually. Most dresses, as we think of them, are a fairly recent thing, like the last 150 years. Until, I would say, the end of the Edwardian era, a lot of dresses were skirts and bodices. They weren't all in one. Easier to get in and out of stuff. And also you can change the bodice out for a day bodice or an evening bodice and keep the same skirt, which is just genius. So I took some inspiration from that to do this. So yeah, I shall sit and sew in some more boning by hand, because I like to torture myself. Kind of loses some of its appeal when you do that, but hey ho. It's good fun to swish. It'd be really funny if you were going downhill and it was just...
It would get caught.
It would get caught up in everything. Like, it's a romantic idea, it would absolutely fail miserably.